Hi everyone, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of my Year 9 French teacher, and this is an example of disability discrimination that an individual with Tourette syndrome may face in school. Now, I am actually really lucky that I went to such an amazing secondary school. Almost all my teachers were really supportive and helpful, and also my friends and stuff and all the people in my year group and almost everyone in the school actually were really kind, and they were very understanding, and my tics didn't bother them. So I was very lucky to be in this environment, because I know not everyone is, and I'm very grateful that I was able to get the support I needed in school, because for some people it is a massive battle to try and get the support they need. But I did have problems with one teacher, and that was my Year 9 French teacher. He just didn't seem to really understand Tourette's and seemed to react to it in a very negative way. So it started when I just moved up to his class, because they have sets and you move different classes with your progress and stuff. So I moved into his class, and at the first day I think I was ticking quite mildly, and he said to my friend, "Why is she doing that?" And my friend explained that I have Tourette's. Now technically I would usually, my teachers know when I start a new class that I have Tourette's because it's on the SEN register, but then he probably just didn't read it. But that didn't really matter, because I just thought he would understand it then when it was explained to him. But unfortunately, for the next few lessons, I had coprolalia, which is the inappropriate tics, and he was quite offended by it. He got quite angry, it seems. Like, I remember he hit the whiteboard and told me to shut up, which wasn't very nice. And then he just kept sending me out of the class. And sending someone out of the class for ticking isn't a good thing. He said it was so that I could calm down, but it can be humiliating to be kicked out of the class and can make you feel like an inconvenience. So I don't think that kicking someone out of the class is the right option. And yes, some people do find timeouts very useful, and I do have a timeout card, but that's usually only if I feel like I need to leave. And my tics were quite severe quite a lot of the time, and I couldn't just stay out of class all the time, so I wanted to be included because I wanted it to be an inclusive environment like the rest of my classes. But yeah, I got sent out a few times, and then one day he called the behavioural alert, and I'd literally just walked into the class. I hadn't even ticked yet, and he called the alert on me because he didn't want me in the class. That is really rude, to be honest, because it's like he was treating Tourette's like it was a behavioural problem. And because I had a disability, even though I didn't show my symptoms yet, he knew I had a disability and just didn't want me there because of it, which is very rude. And then it did get worse, because he got the assistant head to phone my dad. And seeing as I've had Tourette's since quite a young age, and I have had coprolalia for a few years as well at that point, so I think that they really should have understood it. And it was very confusing for my dad to get a phone call complaining about my tics, because the school is such an inclusive place. Why was this happening? So the deputy head who phoned him was saying that I had said something inappropriate in my French class, and that was quite strange for them to ring, because I tic inappropriate stuff every day. Not everyone with Tourette's does, but I have coprolalia, so that happens sometimes. And my dad was saying, "Oh, go on, tell me what she said," because my dad's quite funny like that. And they said it, and my dad got a bit annoyed at them, and he was joking around at the same time though, but he got annoyed and just said, "Oh, you need to," he said, "you need to grow some balls." Yeah. But he said that, and then he said that she has Tourette's, she can't help it, and he obviously explained it, and then put the phone down, because honestly, you can't complain about what someone with Tourette's tics. We can't control it. There's no intention behind it. We don't choose what we tic, and it annoys us more than it annoys anyone else, because we also have to deal with all the other symptoms that come along with it. So that was really annoying, and I went to my head of house to discuss this, and they said they're trying to sort it out, but for some reason it was taking a long time. So I was going to try and take it into my own hands, and there was this leaflet I found online explaining Tourette's to teachers, and I was going to give it to him. However, I was afraid of him because of how he treated me. So my friend, she was my best friend, and she still is. I do still see her, but not as much as I did before, but I hopefully will see her again soon. But she sent an email to this teacher with the leaflet attached that I was going to give him. But unfortunately, she got reported by that teacher and told off by her head of house, which is ridiculous, because I would think a teacher would actually like to have the information to know how to support their students, but he just saw it as a threat. I don't even know. He was just offended that he got sent something, but we were only trying to help him to help me. But yes, eventually my SENCO, which is a special educational needs coordinator, organised a meeting with him, and I was supposed to turn up as well to say to him what I needed to do and stuff, but I had a doctor's appointment at the same time, so unfortunately I couldn't go then. But luckily, the SENCO knows what she's talking about. She knows a lot about Tourette's, and she was telling him all about my condition and stuff, and he, like, the next couple of lessons, he seemed okay. He wasn't getting offended by it anymore, and he wasn't sending me out, so that was good. But it did take a very long time, and he did leave the school shortly after that. So it was a very strange situation. But I would just like any teacher to know that you shouldn't send someone out or discriminate against someone for having Tourette's or any disability or anything. You just shouldn't discriminate. It's horrible. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!